collectors. Today we'll be talking about the Fantastic Four First Steps from Target. The Fantastic Four family here with Mr. Fantastic, Johnny Storm, the Thing, the Invisible Woman, who is invisible, Herbie, and Franklin. And over here we have the Fantasticar with the Thing. So these figures are very small, and you can see we have these 4-inch figures over here, and over here we have the Fantasticar as seen in the movie. With you can also get this, and we can put Johnny Storm on the outside. So let's get him out of the box.
Hey, open, damn it, open!
Okay, once you get it out of the box, the Fantasticar comes with this back piece, and you just clip it in. Don't ask me why you couldn't just clip it in before. You know, this piece just clips in the front. Once again, why couldn't it just automatically come like that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That sounds like the Ozzy Osbourne song. Don't ask me. I don't know. Okay, anyway. So yeah, we get the Fantasticar. Comes with these wheels. Yeah. Come with this little piece that can pull out for Johnny Storm to fly next to. And fold it back under there. And when you're flying in space, who needs wheels? You just fold them up here, and you've got this handy dandy blasters here, and then get this part. Now, is it me, or no place for Franklin to sit? You know, what is he going to sit there? You know, Herbie, where does Herbie sit? I mean, really, you're the kid at home. You need Herbie, right? Ben's flying it because he's in the picture flying it, right? I guess. I don't know. This is crazy, right? Anyway, Herbie here has these arms that fold forward and head that's on a little ball joint, so it goes forward and back, and very, very cool. Then we have Benjamin Grimm here. The Thing has peg hinges on the elbow, wrist, the knees, and this side here has this little hinge here. It's a different kind of peg, but it is still a peg hinge. No articulation in these ankles or the wrist. The head is on a little ball joint, moves around, up and down, around you go. Now, I'm not too thrilled about the Invisible Woman being invisible. I would have rather had the rest of them, you know, just like this, and just got another version of the Fantastic Four. I mean, Johnny, I would have liked him not to be. This guy is, you know, give him an extra seat in the back or something. Heck, put him in the trunk, you know. But his head goes around and around. Same kind of articulation as the Thing. Peg hinge here, 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 here. No ankles, no waist. And it is a waist because they could have had a little bit better articulation. Now you can actually see the Invisible Woman's articulation. You know, the peg hinges here and there. And her head that goes forward and back, up and down. Maybe we will get a Sue and Johnny thing, so we'll see. He does include this little blast here. You can put on his arm and do the pew pew pew, blast blast blast, flamey flamey flamey. However you want to say it, you can do that. Now the fact that you get an extra thing when you could get that thing, you know, they didn't cross promote this really well. They could have had this is the extra Sue and Johnny instead of having the Thing here, and then put this thing with the car, and then you would had to get the car in order to get the Thing. Now I got these on sale, buy one get one half off, so I got a good deal, a better deal I should say than that. Watch them go into Ollie's probably next week. But anyway, yeah, we get the little baby here, little Franklin, you know, so Uncle can hold the baby, or, you know, whoever. Herbie can stay home with the baby if you if you trust Herbie to stay home with the baby, but his hands can't go that far in. But that's the way it goes. Now, Herbie himself doesn't have any pegs or anything like that. The rest of the figures do have little pegs here. So it's nice that they have at least articulation. Sue can hold the baby, or Reed can hold the baby. Whoever can hold the baby, they can hold the baby. Even Uncle Benjamin can hold the baby. You know, he can hold the baby. See? One-handed, like the football. All right. Now, there we go. But as far as the Fantasticar goes, we get to pop this up. We can put the thing in here, whichever thing you want to use. We'll use the shirt version, you know, and it is designed so the thing can grab hold of it, whichever hands you want him to hold it with, he can. So that's nice. Now, since we only get the invisible woman, you know, it's kind of weird to have her there, you know, but she can, you can pretend you got the little baby here, or you can have Herbie sitting in the middle there holding the baby, or whoever's holding the baby can do that, you know. Like I say, they should have included something to hold the baby. That would have been nice, you know, instead of having the baby just sit like that. But you can have the family. However, when you do that, Herbie a little too tall for the actual seat, so we can't fit in there, so you can just put the baby in the imaginary seat, just like our parents did whenever we were kids. There's no such thing as a baby seat. Baby seat's in the back in the trunk. I'm just joking, folks. But here we have the ability to put the guy who can fly all by himself. You know, if he ever gets tired, you're just out of luck, buddy. There's only 3 seats in here. You can't take anybody else's seat. But yeah, so it's kind of bad. There's only, you know, it could have put 2 up here, put the thing a little bit over here, but you know, that's not the way it goes. But hey, that's the way it is for this toy. So if you want to buy this toy, then I would recommend buying it when it goes on sale. Now, Mr. Fantastic comes with this extended arm. You can just push this in, and he can, you know, wave about and everything like that. So it will replace his right arm. And then the Invisible Woman can throw a force shield here. It's very nice. But like I say, you get Herbie here. You want to have Herbie. Herbie's, you know, go back and watch the original cartoon. They didn't have Johnny. They had Herbie, which was funny because Herbie was no, you know, Johnny Storm, and yeah, it was kind of funny. It was a comedic relief. I don't know why they didn't have the Fantastic Four, and you know, and then had the robot sidekick. Kind of bad. Now they could have even put this in the back, you know, as a seat, but Herbie can't even fit back there. See, look at that. He can't. He doesn't fit. They leave Herbie at home with, I don't know. It's just crazy, man. Maybe with the shirtless Benjamin Grimm. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, so it's interesting that you get the Fantastic Four. And the one aspect, you get the Fantastic Four with the clothed Benjamin Grimm, the Invisible Woman, the lit up Johnny Storm, and Herbie. Well, the car comes with the shirtless Benjamin Grimm. I guess, you know, they couldn't give it to there. You at least could have gave us a Sue. That would have been cool. A Sue and a Johnny. That would have been better for the car and 4 seats. But hey, it is what it is. So, like I said, if you're looking for this, I got mine at Target. You can get yours at Target or eBay or wherever you see it. So remember, as always, to like, subscribe, and keep collecting.